Good morning, everyone. My name is Maggie. I'm Teagan's mom, if you haven't been here for very long. So welcome to Teagan's page. I'm doing this video today to raise awareness and to introduce you to a couple of organizations that made a huge difference in our journey with Teagan. And I would like to advocate for all of them because each and every one of them played a massive role in Teagan's journey. So I'm going to give you some info that I got from Cancer TLC, and then I will explain to you what you can do to help make a difference in the lives of these children. So first of all, I would like to thank each and every one of you for your continued prayers and support. We truly appreciate you. We have faith, we still keep standing strong, and most of all, we have peace. We know that Teagan is well off, he's happy, he has no more pain, and that gives us so much comfort. And it still doesn't make the missing him easier. We still miss him terribly. Some days are harder than others. We do get our times that we cry, and that's normal. It's all part of the journey. But now, enough about that. Let's get to the most important thing. Now, I'm going to give you the names of a couple of organizations, and I'm going to say, please don't start a new organization. We have a couple of extremely successful organizations that make a massive difference in these children's lives. And I would suggest that you rather support one of them or all of them if you want or if you can. And then there are also other ways to help and make a difference, which I will tell you about. Now, let's start. The organization names we've got is Cancer TLC, Chalk, Cupcakes for Cancer Kids, Rainbows and Smiles, Happy Bundles, and Lemon Tree Kids. Now, other ways that you can make a difference is by donating blood, platelets, stem cells, and bone marrow. So you can register to become a donor for stem cells and bone marrow, which can actually save a child's life. And even just blood and platelets can save a child's life. You will be surprised at how often these kids need transfusions. You can also share everything that you know on social media to raise awareness. You can wear a golden ribbon, put a golden ribbon sticker on your car. There's so many ways you can become a volunteer at one of these organizations. You can help them raise funds, you can donate to them, and you can help them by donating or raising the necessities that they need, that they actually help these families with. Now, to give you some numbers, just roughly, a lot of people still think that childhood cancer is rare. It is not a rare thing. It is actually a lot more common than you think. And just to give you an idea, this is not specific numbers. We are just working on an average annually, just to give you an idea of how many children there actually are. Most of these children you won't hear about because their parents don't have social media. They don't have access to internet. They mostly just have a regular phone that you buy at pep stores. So they can make a phone call and send an SMS, and that's it. They don't even have a smartphone to take photos of their children. So there's so many more children than people actually realize, and that's why people still think it's rare. But the reason I'm doing these videos are to explain to you that it's not rare. Let's say, for instance, Pretoria. Hospital 1 has an average of 150 new kids diagnosed annually, of which 5 to 7 of those children have neuroblastoma. Hospital 2 will have an average of 35 new cases annually, of which 3 to 4 are neuroblastoma. Then in the Eastern Cape, 2 more pediatric oncology wards. So there you can already multiply the average by 3. Western Cape, 3 hospitals. Hospital 1 will have an average of 60 to 80 new cases every year. Hospital 2 will have an average of 40 new cases every year. And then Hospital 3, an average of 75 new cases diagnosed. And then between these 3 hospitals, maybe about 8 of those cases are neuroblastoma. Then in Polokwane, an average of 60 new cases annually. And then 3 to 5 of them will be neuroblastoma. Now, these are mostly just your public hospitals. We've still got your private hospitals as well. So if you take into account all of these children, they all need help. And where does this help come from? It comes from all of these organizations. I will explain to you what each and every one of these organizations do. I will share links to their pages and their social media, and then you can have a look and see what they do. If you want to get involved, you can contact me and I will put you in touch with the right people. If you want to become a volunteer, if you just want to help them by donating, I will get you the banking details. And if you want to join them on fundraising days, whether you want to go biking or jogging or whatever the day may be, Cancer, for instance, has the shave-a-thon where you can donate hair, you can shave your hair, or you can spray color your hair. And all of that makes a huge difference. I mean, the ponytails that you donate turns into a wig for a child or a mom with cancer. But we are more focused on childhood cancer now. Now, to give you an example of the needs at Cancer TLC, I'm going to quickly jog down. I've got all of these details directly from Cancer TLC. The Nicholas Lodge was started by an onco mom who went through the same journey as us with palliative care, and unfortunately her child also gained his wings. Now, the Nicholas Lodge accommodates parents and children in pediatric oncology, because most of these families live far and treatment can last up to months or even years. And because of financial reasons, it is unaffordable to stay in a guest house while your child needs to stay in hospital for treatment. Then another thing is also, onco moms clock in at 6 a.m. in the morning, and sometimes we only get out of the ward, say 8 o'clock or 10 o'clock at night. And, you want to make sure that your child is calm and peaceful when they go to sleep, and then you have to go to bed as well. Now, this is why the Nicholas Lodge was started by an onco mom who knew what the need was. Here, the parents or caregiver can stay for free of charge for the duration that the child is admitted at the ward. At times, the child will stay there with a parent or caregiver when they need to be at the ward or clinic daily for treatment. When discharged, these families will receive food parcels to help care for that child and the family's needs. Most of these families cannot afford any of these necessities outside of treatment, and therefore the support makes a huge difference. Now, most of you, if you've been following the journeys of some of these children on Facebook, you will know that they have specific needs in their diets. This is also why we have dietitians in the wards that see to the child's nutrition and see to it that they still gain weight in spite of their treatment. And that is just as important as the medication as well. Now, for an example, over the last 2 years during the COVID pandemic, let me give you a couple of numbers. In 2020, in the Nicholas Lodge, 224 adult lodges stayed a total of 604 bed nights. 68 children stayed 1,600 nights. 501 food parcels were given to families. All of these adults and children that stay in the lodge eat there for free as well. And then they also have access to free laundry facilities. In 2021, 79 adults stayed a total of 5,745 nights. 34 children stayed a total of 462 nights. 638 food parcels were given out. On average, most of these parents make use of these services for about 600 to 100 days spread out through the year. Cancer does not discriminate against any race, religion, age, or class of income. Because of these free services given by Cancer TLC Nicholas Lodge, according to these numbers, you can see the need and why they need to rely on donations to fulfill all of these needs. And that makes a huge difference. It's extremely hard for an organization like this to take care of everyone if they don't get the right help in. Now, Cancer TLC at the Nicholas Lodge, we also have at least once a month, they have a lunch, which is also sponsored. Then all of the moms and children that is able to leave the ward at that moment will go to the lodge. They will have an absolutely fabulous lunch, dessert and some treats and spoils. And then there's actually food taken to the ward for the children and the parents who could not leave the ward if their child is busy with chemo. All of this comes from donations. Now, the Nicholas Lodge at this point in time have a lot of needs, but the biggest need they have at the moment, after some heavy rains in Pretoria, the one isolation room got water damage. Now they need a lot of help to get that roof and the ceiling fixed. They need to have it repaired and repainted and clean and ready for reuse again. So if you have a construction company, if you would like to help with that, please make contact. If you want to make a donation towards that, make contact and I will get you in touch with Nicholas Lodge, and then you can work from there and help them out however possible. If you would like to make a donation to any of these organizations, please send me a message and I will get you all of the necessary details that you need. I will put you in touch with the right people to make the donations or contributions or whatever you need to do or want to do to help you out with that. Now, when they leave the ward, when they are discharged from the ward, they get discharged from the Nicholas Lodge as well, because new families need the rooms now when they are admitted into the ward. Now, these children need to be back again in, say, a week. Their home is very far, so to go home is not an option. They need to stay close by so that they can go for their checkup, their blood works, and then after that, if everything is fine, they will be able to go home. So now, where do these families go in the meantime? In the meantime, that's where Chalk comes in. They go to the Chalk House. The Chalk House also, maintenance. They give food for the families. All of these organizations like Cancer and Chalk, they need clean linen. It takes laundry. It's regular maintenance. It's cleaning supplies. Especially at Cancer TLC, while these kids are in the ward, the parents need to do their washing. So it's washing powder, it's Stay Soft. There's so many things that you can actually help with to make a difference in the lives of these children. Now, they also put together care packages. Most of these organizations have different care packages, so you can contact them and see what the need is. And most of the care packages contain some soap, bath soap, some deodorant for mom perhaps, a coloring book for a child, crayons, a biscuit, a treat for mom, a nice coffee or a cappuccino. Because what happens is now mom comes to the clinic. It's the first time she's there. And she's not prepared. She got a backpack with an extra diaper, maybe a shirt for the child. Now this child gets admitted. They've got nothing with them. So then at the Nicholas Lodge, they will then receive extra clothes for the duration that they are there. And they will get a care package so that they can have their basic toiletries just to make them feel comfortable and clean while they are there. So that's another thing where donations come in. If you can donate toilet paper or a bar of soap, well, at least, try and make it a round number, like say 50 bars of soap or 50 bars of toothpaste or whatever. It can make such a huge difference to these care packages as well. Then Chalk also helps financially where they can. When there's a need, they help with the transport to and from the hospital, between the Chalk House and the hospital, and at times also for them to go home. Then we've got Cupcakes for Cancer Kids. Now, I think most of you know Cupcakes for Cancer Kids. They've been around for such a long time, and they make a huge difference in these families' lives. Even after treatment, they still reach out and help wherever they can. Now, Cupcakes for Cancer Kids have cupcake days, and they have them usually in February and September mostly, but they have other events as well during the year, so you can have a peek and see where you can help. And Cupcakes for Cancer Kids, what they do is they give children birthday presents, Christmas presents, and they also bring care packets and just some spoils, stuff that's specially catered for these kids. And then they also help financially. There's always a certain amount donated towards each child according to their needs. Then we've got Rainbows and Smiles. Now, Rainbows and Smiles also started by an onco mom and in her son's honor. And Bonnie is an amazing, amazing angel, and she has an amazing team with her as well. And together they just do so much. Rainbows and Smiles have actually upgraded the kitchen at our ward at Steve Biko, as well as the nurses' kitchen. And when they bring spoils, they bring for the nurses as well. This is also very important. Never forget the nurses, because they take care of our children 24/7. And they actually love our children like they would love their own. And it makes such a huge difference. They make our children feel at home, and these kids absolutely adore these nurses and the doctors as well. So it's always important to remember them as well. Sometimes they need a spoil, just a thank you. You're doing a great job. That's also very important, to let them know that they do amazing work, and without them, none of this would be possible even. And then Rainbows and Smiles also, whenever a child rings the bell, they come, they have a party, they bring presents, and they bring presents other times as well. They've got sponsors, and the kids get Lego and other presents as well, and it just lightens up these kids' lives. It gives them a reason to smile. And if they cannot play outside, at least they've got something to sit and play on the bed in the ward. And that makes a huge difference, so that they don't just lie there and feel that they've got nothing to do. It will give them something to do and put a smile on their face, let them laugh. And that's absolutely amazing. Then we've got Happy Bundles. Happy Bundles send gifts as well. And now Happy Bundles, let me tell you about this family, an absolutely gorgeous family. And now Candace is the mom. She herself had cancer, and she has a very soft spot for the kids, and they love to spoil these kids. And I'm not talking about one present or two presents. They will ask the mom more specifically what the child likes, and then according to that, they will set up a box. And I'm not talking about a box, I'm talking about a huge box full of gifts catered specifically to that child, and it's wrapped up in beautiful Happy Bundle paper and also in Happy Bundles boxes, and that gets sent to the children. And it's such a joy to see the faces of these kids when they open up their presents. It is absolutely amazing. Then Lemon Tree Kids, never forget Lemon Tree Kids. Lemon Tree Kids is actually run by one of our dietitians. And Lemon Tree Kids, they do the wards. They take care of the wards. This depends on donations as well. Lemon Tree Kids painted out the ward at Steve Biko, and the decor and everything, it all comes from donations. They have to see to the maintenance. They have to see to the food that the children get. And now also, most of these organizations like Cancer and Lemon Tree Kids and Rainbows and Smiles, I know, also help with it at a stage. When they can, they always try to get the help. The port that the children use, the needles, it comes mostly from donations, because we don't always have enough that comes from the government funding, because the budget only allows for so much. And now these kids need more. So it all depends on donations. There's so many stuff that you can help with. Like I said, you can just have a look on their Facebook pages. I will share links to all of their pages. And everyone who is public, you can go and have a look, see what their needs are, and then you can work from there. And then try and help wherever you can. And, it's important to say, don't wait. If you want to help, help. Don't wait until it's September when it's Childhood Cancer Month. Do it now. Jump in and help wherever you can. It's never too early or too late to help and make a difference. And all of us moms who have been on the journey, it's always important for us to try and help and make a difference somehow. And for me, if I raise awareness, by all means, that's what I do. If you want to see more videos with more info, please give me a shout out, and give me a thumbs up, and I will post more videos to give you more info. And yeah, we will take it from there. I've got more interviews coming up in September when it's Childhood Cancer Awareness Month, but I just couldn't wait until then. It was important for me to get this out there now. So please, if you have any questions, send me a message, a private message on the page, and or leave a comment, but preferably a message on the page. It will be easier for me to get it, because Teagan's page has a lot of followers, and for me to get to each and every comment sometimes is a bit tricky. So pop me a PM and I will respond to that, and I will get you the info that you need. Any queries, I have never been afraid to answer any questions. I will also share the details again of the early warning signs, what to look out for. And I cannot stress enough, and I'll always say this, if you are worried about anything about your child, get a second opinion. Rather take them to a doctor. Do not ask on Facebook groups for advice. If there's anything that bothers you, take them to the doctor and get them the right help, because early diagnosis can make the difference between life and death. And it might sound harsh, but childhood cancer is harsh, and it's the harsh reality is that children do die, and a lot more than people know about, because like I said, not everybody is on social media. So you might see 4 or 5 children on social media and you are aware of them, and like us moms, if our children's friends are on social media as well, we will share their stuff and pay tribute to them as well when they die. And other children don't have that, and if they are not exposed to social media, we are not allowed to share their stuff, and unless the mom gives written permission. But that mostly goes for organizations where they can get the details shared. But yeah, please share these pages, share these videos, and make people aware of childhood cancer. We will see to it, try and get some childhood cancer awareness stickers printed, and then we can sell them, and then we can decide where we will send the funds to, and then put a sticker on your car and make people aware, because these children need your help. Without your help, they cannot get the help that they need to give them a fighting chance in life. And this is what it's all about. Our children deserve better. We do not want our children's deaths to be in vain. We need to get people more aware, get early diagnosis, and get better treatments for our children, because they deserve better. They deserve to live. They deserve a fighting chance. And that's what we have to try and give the children in the future. So from me, for now, it's goodbye, and we will chat again soon. Thank you all so much. Bye-bye.